Have you ever drinking a cup of something and then were totally surprised at what was in the cup because you didn't expect it? I do that frequently when I'm with my wife and she gets sweet tea, and I absolutely hate sweet tea. I don't care if I am from the South. So you know what? There's a spiritual principle here that shouldn't really surprise us. This coffee mug here, no matter what you put in it, that's what you're going to get out of it. I mean, you can't drink what's not in it. So if you're expecting to drink coffee out of it, you've got to put coffee in it. If you're expecting tea, you have to put tea. You can't get something out of it that you haven't put in it. That's kind of like our heart. If we expect to get something out of our heart, you're not going to get it unless you put it in there. Jesus said in Luke 6:45 that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That means whatever you put into the heart is what you're going to get out. There's only two ways that things get into our body when we're talking about beliefs and other things non-food related. That's through the ear gate and the eye gate. If you see something, you're going to take it into your body. If you hear something, you're going to take it into your body. And if you do it enough, eventually it's going to come out. It's going to get in your head, it's going to get in your heart, and then it's going to produce in your life. You can't expect to get joy and happiness out of a heart that's filled with bitterness and unforgiveness. If you want to get love out of your heart, well, you got to put love in it. You can't get something out of it that's not there. So we need to be careful about what we're actually putting into our body, into our spirit, into our soul, so that when we want to get something out of it, it's going to come out. When your bucket gets bumped, when your sponge gets squeezed by things that come against you at life, what's in you is going to come out. If you want to react in faith when trials and circumstances come against you, well, you got to put faith in you to begin with. And here's the other thing about the old coffee cup metaphor. If you have old coffee in here, if you put new coffee in there, it's not going to taste like new coffee, no matter how much you want it to. You actually have to get out what's inside of here first if you want it to taste like what you're going to put in there. That means for coffee, you got to get rid of the old coffee before you put the new coffee in. For our heart, that means we have to get out of what's inside before we put something new in it. Now, some of that is worked out through what God does. Some of it's worked out through what we do. We need to actually do our part, and God's going to do his part. We actually have to forgive people. We actually have to ask for forgiveness. We have to walk in love. We have to read, pray, study, do those things that the Bible tells us to do to get the things out of us that are in us. And then when we put the good things in us, well, that's what's going to come out. So here's the challenge. What's in your mug? What's in your heart? What are you putting in and what is pouring out? And remember, the best part of waking up is just waking up. This is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. Each day is a blessing. Speaking of blessings, did you know that you can buy the blessings of God? And it's not with money. Check out this other video to find out what I'm talking about and how you can buy the blessings of God. Remember, stay with the Word and the Spirit. I will see you next time.